Johnson.
Here.
Mr. Ramick.
Here.
Mr. Slavin.
Here.
Ms. Rose. Here. Mr. Rice is excused. Mrs. Brandana. Here. Mayor Woolley.
Here.
Mrs. Bauer. Here. Mrs. Toko. Here.
Okay, we have a quorum. So next is the motion, I need a motion to accept the agenda.
Motion.
I have a motion by Ms. Whitten, supported by Mr. Slavin. Are there any comments or questions? Seeing none, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Next is a motion to approve the acceptance of the minutes of the meeting held May 17, 2022, and dispense with oral reading.
Motion.
Support. I have a motion by Mr. Ramick, supported by Ms. Whitten. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say yes. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Next is mayor communications.
Thank you, Mayor. Madam Chair, I do have a couple. Item 6.1 is a motion to approve the reappointment of Pamela Purcell to the Historical Commission for a 4-year term to expire on June 7, 2026.
Motion. Support.
I have a motion by Mr. Johnson, supported by Mr. Ramick. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say yes. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Is Ms. Purcell here to be sworn in?
No, Madam Chair, she had made an appointment for another time.
Okay, very good. So she'll be sworn in at a later date. Next item is the, sorry, Mayor.
Item 6.2 is a motion to approve the Memorandum of Understanding between the City of Taylor and the Taylor Governmental Management Administrative Employees Association.
Motion.
Support.
I have a motion by Ms. Whitten, supported by Mr. Johnson. Any questions or comments?
Madam Chair,
Mr. Ramick.
we just have to explain so the public knows what this is. Just a quick explanation if possible.
Mayor, did you want to speak to that? Or
Just
Mr. Plato, I guess, huh?
being that this is a negotiation, I'm okay with it, you know.
I'm not sure I know the whole background.
Okay. Well, I'll go into this, I'll try to be as descriptive as possible, but basically, we had a situation where we had a member of this union that wears a uniform, and he's required to wear a uniform by me, and then recently a grievance was filed because he put in for reimbursement, so it kind of put the city at an impasse, so I decided to take it to their members to allow him to have it in writing that that position receives a stipend for uniform allowance. So they passed it, and that's why it's here.
Very good. Is there any other questions? Seeing none, I have a motion by Ms. Whitten. Just a second. Mr. Johnson, seconded by Mr. Johnson. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Next,
Item 6.3 is a motion to approve the personal service contracts for Taylor Golf.
Motion. Support.
I have a motion by Mr. Slavin, supported by Mr. Johnson. Is there any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes.
Madam Chair, I just want to touch on a few things under Mayor's communication. Number one being trash. We talked about it last night. I did have a meeting with Premier Waste Management today, and from what I was told, as of 4 o'clock, the entire city is up to date. Everybody's been picked up. I made it very clear that this is a serious issue with the city of Taylor. I know as you guys, as well as myself, and our call center has been receiving many, many calls. Compost was 90% of it. Bulk pickup had become a little bit of an issue, and then some people were being missed, garbage and recycle, but that was very minimal amounts, and I think that had a lot to do with the Russian, because they would go out and do their garbage and then go and get those guys in a truck to do compost and stuff. They brought more people in from the city of Flint, their place up there, and they're running 3 trucks, so as of, I was told today, as of 4 o'clock, they are completely up to date. Now, again, that's what I was told. So I made it very clear that we were going to be monitoring this situation very closely. And the gentleman I spoke to is in charge of the pickup, and we will also be meeting with upper management to discuss the, we pay a month in advance, so we'll be discussing the June invoice. And then also, one more thing, our screener broke down today. We did have a screener out for bid at our compost site. We only got one bid on it, so we decided to put it back out, and we started calling around, but it did go down today. So being that this is prime compost season, we are going to have to rent one, but we are waiting on 3 bids. So I just want to make you all aware that I will be bringing it back as a receiving file at the next meeting with the low bid. And we're going to do that for either 2 to 4 weeks because we're not sure, you know, hopefully by the next council meeting, we'll have the screener on there. And if there's a delay on how long it will take, will depend on how long we need to rent this for. So I just, and if you had any questions, Ralph's here to answer any questions on the screener. But I just want to let you know what transpired today.
Is there any questions from the council on this? Is there any other questions or comments on this?
Madam Chair, that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, great. Okay, so next we're going to move on to, I need a motion to approve the opening of the public hearing to allow public input on the City of Taylor Brownfield Plan Amendment, site number 45, I-94 in Beverly.
Motion.
Support.
I have a motion by Ms. Winton, supported by Mr. Johnson. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All those opposed say no. The motion is open. The public hearing is now open. Okay. So since this is a public hearing, I'm going to go straight to the residents. Well, first of all, before the residents can come up. We're going to have a little presentation from Ashley Capital first. And then if anybody has any questions after that, I'm going to take the residents first. Okay? So if we could have Kyle Morton and Mark Quimby from Ashley Capital come up, introduce yourselves or not, and give us a presentation so we know what we're talking about here.
Sure. Good evening to the council. Kyle Morgan from Ashley Capital, and that's Mark Quimby. We run our development group, so we're handling this project for Ashley Capital. I know people have seen this in various forms, and we walked through most of this last night. We'll highlight exactly what the Brownfield plan tip request is, but also make sure we talk through the updates, specifically what has changed since the rezoning at City Council. These slides, in terms of site plan slides, remain the same from the town hall meeting and the Brownfield board meeting, so they should not materially deviate from what's been shown. All right. Skip forward to the 5th slide, just to talk about the project map. As a reminder, this is 5 parcels that are currently under contract that are owned by the Taylor City Development Corporation, and there's 1 parcel which is owned by the Taylor School District. Again, this is just an overview of the site, a drone image from the south end of the site looking north, I-94 on the east. You can see Hoover Middle School on the west side there. Worth noting that roughly about half this site is covered in asphalt millings, so you can see that in the photo where the cars are parked. So, quick update on project status. So, as I mentioned, the rezoning hearings, this project was rezoned to I-1 in October of 21. Came through Planning Commission and Council. Since that time, we've been working on all of our environmental and geotechnical testing. We've also worked on our wetland delineation and furthered our construction design. So we'll talk through some of those changes that have been made. We've also been reaching out through the Brownfield board, but we also reached out to MEDC and Eagle, which will both be key pieces to this Brownfield tip request. Should the council approve it, it goes to both those bodies for approval as well. Our current due diligence period on both these land contracts runs through October of 2022, so we have roughly 5 months left on those. And as we previously stated,